Hi guys, welcome to Socialpost. I'm your Chanakya. So nowadays, the mainly intermediate students they are preparing for the IIT and NEET. So and in this advanced era, so students are failing in some things also. So how to prepare the NEET and IIT? So through the advanced technology, so few of them also cracking and few of them also not cracking. So to all these aspects, so we have a guest. He is going to give so proper instructions and also techniques to crack these exams. So he's Shuprabhut Pal Garu. So sorry, Shuprabhut Pal Garu from the Vision IIT and NEET Academy. So we'll ask him how to crack these exams. Hi, sir.
Hello.
While we are studying the intermediate or while preparing these exams particularly, so we have only a practical, theoretical knowledge only.
Right.
Coming to the practical knowledge, we have a more theoretical knowledge.
Right.
So nowadays the totally is completely is changed, and so they are providing the visual knowledge and everything. So coming to the Vision IIT and NEET exams, so what kind of knowledge you are teaching more?
Right. Like you said, both the kind of knowledge is equally important.
Okay.
Theoretical knowledge is also important. At the same time, what is more important is the retention of the students. You should be teaching in such a way that the student should remember it for a longer period of time. So that is why we are actually integrating the technology. So that whatever we teach, whatever concepts we are covering in the class, after that if we can show them visually something or through experiments, then they'll remember. Even if they forget that concept, they'll remember that, okay, sir had showed me that experiment. Now that is related to this concept.
Okay.
This is how their retention capacity is actually going to improve. And secondly, like I said, that after theory, whatever we do is we complete a portion, and after that in the class only we will solve the previous year questions. Okay, from which are being asked from that section. So it is going to be a holistic preparation. In the class only they are reading the theory, at the same time they are solving the previous years that are asked. Okay. So after that, a lot of DPP sheets and problems will be given to the students for practice. So they get a lot of questions to practice and to strengthen their concept.
Okay.
One thing we need to understand, that no matter what, the student has to go through a lot of practice for these kind of competitive examinations. And we always keep that in mind.
Lack of practice only they are failing to crack these exams.
Yes. Okay. A student, no matter how theoretically you are strong or how much you study, if you are not putting yourself in the kind of examination where you are actually going to appear, then these examinations are not only what should I say? They are not only testing the knowledge. On the top of that, they are also testing the aptitude, the right aptitude of the student. Okay. Right? So, say for example, a particular problem in physics that can be solved in 2 or 3 ways.
Okay.
Now, through practice, you will understand that which way is the best way, where I can solve it in a less number of steps. Right? So this kind of aptitude has to be developed, and that comes through practice. And that is where the mentorship lies. Okay. Real mentorship or guidance.
So coming to the Vision IIT and NEET Academy, you are not preparing for that, especially for that exams. You are giving a proper knowledge to the students.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. What are the main challenges mainly the students facing while preparing the NEET, IIT and EBSET?
Right. See, one of the challenges is the vastness of the syllabus, I should say.
Okay.
So they struggle completing the syllabus in time. That is also where a good guidance takes a leading role. Because if some student is studying himself or herself, what happens is a lot of time that he or she is not so much disciplined, maybe. I should say, because it happened with everyone. Now, if I am struggling with a particular topic, then he or she will just skip that topic. Either he or she will skip that topic, go to the next topic because they do not have the proper guidance, or they'll end up, becoming master of that topic, which is also not important according to the examination. Okay. So you need to understand wherever, if a student is stuck, he or she needs to understand that what are the questions that are being asked in the examination from that topic. Okay. If you are able to do those questions, okay, that's all, right? And if you are struggling with any topic, the best part is, rather than referring 10 books, because that is going to eat up a lot of time.
Right.
So rather than referring 10 books, you just simply go to your mentor or teacher and asks that, okay, I'm finding difficulty in this topic, and he or she can teach you that.
Where
in
can
a
we
good
find
way.
these kind of proper mentors?
Yeah, so this kind of mentors you can find the mentors who are in this field for a long period of time, who has guided many students, and that is where Vision IIT NEET Academy again comes. All the teachers here are quite experienced. They have a good knowledge of and a good experience, of guiding students through these examinations. A lot of students have succeeded in the examinations. So
Where do they are struggling while balancing the school, college, and academy?
yeah, so one is that time management,
Mhm.
which the students are finding it difficult, while balancing this. And another, like I previously also mentioned, that the kind of the question pattern, I should rather say,
Okay.
the questions that are asked in the day-to-day school curriculum,
Hmm.
they are mostly theoretical question, I would say, right? And they have to write a subjective paper,
Hmm.
right? 10 marks questions, 5 marks questions. In board exam also, those kind of questions are coming. Then derivations are there. They need to derive.
Right.
Those things are there. On the other hand, in examination like JEE mains or your NEET examination, they are going to be objective.
Hmm.
So options will be given, questions and options will be given. So you need to just tick the
Just
correct
tick.
option. So here the students are finding difficulty in switching,
Hmm.
from the subjective pattern to the objective pattern.
Right.
So though it's from the same subject only, if I take up the two questions, okay, now they would like to go the subjective matter, like whatever the subjective paper that they have given examination, they would like to apply the same logic here
Logic.
also.
Yeah.
So that is going to take up a lot of time,
Mhm.
because here the things should be, your aptitude should be a bit different,
Okay.
to find out the right answer. Sometimes you can also find out the right answer by option elimination method also,
Mhm.
in some of the questions. So those kind of things will come through proper mentorship and practice.
Okay. Usually mainly the students are failing to do the proper time management.
Right.
So while preparing for the exams.
Hmm.
So coming to the Vision IIT and NEET Academy,
Hmm.
you will guide the proper time management for the students also.
Yes. We'll, guide them to manage their time properly, effectively, because see, anyway, after they take guidance from Vision IIT NEET Academy, they do not have to read 10 books.
Okay.
So a lot of time will be saved, because you just see or watch the videos, your theoretical and also the application part is strong.
Hmm.
Now the next thing that you have to do is you simply have to practice.
Okay.
That DPP sheets will also provide, as well as PYQs will also provide. PYQ discussions will also be there. So if a student is rigorously and he's diligently going through this process, whatever we are saying, then preparation is going to be holistic. There is no doubt about it.
In this social media era, there will be a lot of distractions to the students, particularly coming to the social media.
Right.
And how they have to overcome all these distractions.
See, distractions, the students has to be a little bit disciplined.
Okay.
He or she has to keep that in mind, that what is the purpose,
Hmm.
what is his or her aim. Okay, that thing has to be kept in mind, because distractions will always be there. We cannot eliminate it completely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if the students are disciplined, they are more focused, okay, on their aim, then despite these distractions, they can do very good, and they can reach success, get success very easily.
Yeah, okay.
So it's up to them not to get distracted.
Okay.
That part, actually, we can mentor or guide a student, but the self-discipline anyway has to be there.
Okay. Especially coming to the one class, so we have a 60 number of students or some number of students or that. So few of the students or the front bench and the back bench and the middle bench will be there. Coming to the only the few can grab that concepts and everything. So how can you guide the remaining students though can't grab that knowledge, and how do you identify those students?
Right. Very good question, actually. See, that is why we keep our batch strength a bit low.
Okay.
So in a batch, we'll only take 40 students.
Oh.
If just another extra student is also there, we'll not keep him or her in the same batch. So a class of strength of 40 students is going to be there. right? So that the teacher or the mentor personally knows each and every student. So when they are teaching in the class, right? So we get to know that what are the students, like you said, which are the students who are getting the concept and who are not getting the concept. We will personally guide them. We'll personally guide them. If possible, we sometimes call them also on stage to solve a problem. They struggle, we guide them. Okay, you solve it in this way. So that each and every student should actually get whatever is being taught in the class. So this kind of personalized guidance is always there in Vision IIT NEET Academy. So if 40 students are there present in a class, we always try to keep this in our mind that whatever we are teaching, all the 40 students should get at the end of the day. It should not be that only the toppers are getting. Anyway, the toppers will get in any. They'll get by themselves also. So, but whatever I said, the main credit of an institution goes if mediocre students are getting good ranks. And that is the main focus of Vision IIT NEET Academy.
So, before closing our interview, I want to ask you one straight question.
Right.
So, you designed one app, the Vision IIT NEET Academy's app.
Right.
So, tell me the 3 things it will be perfectly useful for the students, means what do you say?
Right. So, first that I am going to say is that all our contents and our videos are absolutely according to the requirement of the examination. So, no way they will not get distracted, or we haven't put any such topic which is not relevant from the examination point of time. That is one, because we have gone through a lot of analysis and then we have put those videos. So all the videos are very specific to examination. Secondly, in the app only, after the videos, they will get a lot of practice. Okay, so our DPP sheets are there and practice PYQ, previous year questions are there. They can practice it. So after completing a particular session, they can go through those practice sessions as well. And when they are writing a test, it is just like the interface is just like the real-time examination interface. Okay. So they will habituate themselves with the real-time exam. And the third is that all the points that I have said, you are getting it just for 300 rupees. So just for 300 rupees, you are getting a very holistic preparation, for your examination and to ultimately achieve your goal.
It was wonderful, sir. So that app idea also, it was mind-blowing. With an affordable price, you are providing this with this price to the every student.
Right.
With 300, it's one multiplex theatre ticket.
Yes.
It's the price of one multiplex theatre ticket. You are providing completely intermediate course and the previous year's exams and everything, worksheets and everything. It was very, very nice and most of the students also are watching also, they will recommend to their friends, near and dear ones. But thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.